They called it Eclipsera, the Forgotten Blade, a sword born from the heart of a fallen star. Forged in divine fire, cooled in tears of gods, and cursed by those who feared its power. For centuries, it vanished and reappeared, always finding a new hand, always demanding the same price: sorrow. They said the blade had no master, only mourners. When kingdoms fell and heroes died, Eclipsera was always there, whispering to the broken-hearted, feeding on grief like a starving spirit. In the quiet city of Iverin lived a scholar named Cael Ardent, a man of books, not battles. He spent his life studying myths, not making them. But fate, cruel and curious, found its way to his doorstep when a dying knight stumbled into his library, clutching a cloth-wrapped relic. "Hide it!" the knight gasped, blood seeping between his fingers. Before Cael could speak, the knight was gone, and Eclipsera lay before him, glowing faintly, humming like it recognized him. That night, Cael dreamed. He saw wars he never fought, faces he never knew, tears that weren't his. The sword called to him, not with words, but with memories. He awoke with trembling hands and the feeling that part of him was no longer his own. When he touched the blade, visions of centuries flooded in. Kings slain by their brothers, lovers turned enemies, heroes turned monsters. And beneath it all, the same whisper: "Feed me sorrow, and I will give you strength." When bandits raided Iverin's library for its ancient tomes, Cael had no choice. He unsheathed the blade. The moment he swung, light tore through the air. Blinding, beautiful, terrible. The raiders fell, but so did his heart. Their pain, their fear, their dying breath. He felt it all. The blade fed, and Cael felt its satisfaction. It healed his wounds, but hollowed his spirit. For every life it saved, it demanded a piece of his own. Weeks passed. The sword never left his side. Its hum became constant, its presence heavy. Cael stopped sleeping. Shadows whispered from the corners of his room. Faces of the fallen. They spoke to him, pleading, cursing, remembering. The blade didn't just take lives, it kept them. And now, Cael carried not just a weapon, but an army of regrets. One night, as storms raged over Iverin, Cael met her, a blind seer known only as Lysara. She sensed the blade before he drew it. "That sword was never meant to save," she said softly. "It was meant to test." She told him that Eclipsera was forged to judge the hearts of men, to find one soul strong enough to bear the pain of the world without breaking. "And now," she whispered, "it has chosen you." Lysara led him to the ruins of Astron, where the blade's curse began. There, Cael faced his visions made flesh. Every victim, every sorrow, every wound he had inflicted. Each step forward tore his soul apart. But he walked on. He realized the curse wasn't hunger. It was memory. The blade held the pain of every lost life so the world wouldn't have to. Someone had to carry it. At the heart of the ruins, the spirit of the blade appeared. A figure of starlight and shadow. "Will you end this?" it asked. "Or will you bear it?" Cael looked at his trembling hands, the ghosts behind him, the light fading from his eyes. He could destroy the sword, ending its curse, but also unleashing all the pain it held upon the world again. So he did the only thing a scholar could. He understood. Cael raised Eclipsera and drove it into his own heart. The blade dissolved into light, and the whispers faded. But where he fell, a calm spread across the land. Storms ceased, wars quieted, hearts grew still. The blade had found its final bearer. Not a warrior, but a man who chose peace over power. His name became legend, his story forgotten. Just like the blade. Years later, A child wandering through Iverin's ruins found a shard of metal glowing faintly under the moonlight. She picked it up and heard a whisper, soft, sad, but full of hope. "Remember me," it said. And so the forgotten blade was not truly gone, only waiting for another heart willing to carry the sorrow of the world.